Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host, Jennifer. Today, we are discussing a topic. Now, this topic has been staring me in the face for days now. Well, some might say weeks, months. It's been a while. This topic has been, every time I open my phone, it's staring me in my face. My algorithms have been overrun with this subject because I interacted with it too much. It seems like everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. So I guess it's time for me to talk about it. So let's talk about chickens. Let's talk about chickens. Now, I open up my Facebook and I see a post from one of my favorite yarn stores. She is Yarn Club in Virginia Beach. She's sharing the chicken. She's sharing the emotional chicken. It's not a recipe. It's not a recipe. She's sharing the knit pattern for the emotional chickens. Did you know that there's a crochet version of the emotional support chickens? Did you know? Now this, I didn't make this. This was, these two beautiful little cluckers were sent to me in Happy Mail. They are my emotional support chickens, and I am giving this one away, and I know who I'm giving it to because my daughter Juju is having a hard time right now. If you know what's going on in my life, you know that she's having a hard time. She was very close to our grandma. And I'm going to give her an emotional support chicken to hug and cuddle because they are so huggy and cuddly and squishy. And I want to make one. And I'm debating whether I want to make one in crochet or knit because these are knit. And they're stinking cute. The crochet one is just as cute. I will link the pattern designer for these emotional support chickens below. Okay? But see, I already have a tutorial for an emotional support chicken of my own. The tutorial is actually this one. She's still a chicken. I made her look more like a red bird, but like you add her a little waddle and you do her in the right color, she's a chicken. And if you make her big enough, she's a chicken. I will link this tutorial as well. I've seen so many people make this chicken, but also like, it's not even just that. Like, okay, first of all, everybody's talking about this chicken. Everybody's talking about this chicken. Everybody. Hundreds and hundreds of yarn stores I follow, they're talking about this chicken. They're talking about the emotional support chicken. You gotta make the emotional support chicken. The crochet version is not as popular as the knit one. I kind of want to make one of both. I'm totally getting ready to gear up for a, I'm testing for a very special designer, and I adore her. I adore her. She contacted me this week and it was like perfect timing. I was like, I just finished the grandma shawl. Well, I'm still working on it, but like I'm done. Can we talk about how vibrantly purple my hair is? Okay, this hair color is called Purple AF, and you don't know what AF stands for. It's as the F word. And I gotta say, it's Purple AF. I'm loving it. Like when I go outside in the sunshine. Now this color is probably only going to stay here for 2 weeks and they'll start to fade like really bad, but it's a conditioner coloring, and so I could literally just touch it up every couple of weeks. I have a big bottle of it. This is Arctic Fox, but hello gorgeous. But it's not just the yarn shops that are talking chickens with me, okay? Every time I go into Tractor Supply, I am just smacked in the face with poultry and fowl. Poultry and fowl. And I'm dreaming of my cute little farm. I really want a cute little farm. I really do. I want to be a farm girl. If you don't know, my grandpa, my biological granddad, we called him Papa. He was more of a pain in the neck than he was a grandfather. I'm just going to say that. He wasn't a horrible person, but I mean, there were times in his life he was absolutely a devil. But he just wasn't a real grandfather to us. And I've told this story many times. I have no idea what I just dropped. Oh, yes I do. I dropped the attachment for my phone to connect to the tripod. I grew up, I played with my cousin a lot. My cousin lived with my grandfather. And she was about my age. I talked about her in a recent video. And we played in the backyard a lot. And my granddad had chickens, pheasants, quail. My Uncle PJ had pigeons. He had a whole pigeon coop, and I would always help him take care of his pigeons. As a matter of fact, when he would go camping or canoeing with my parents, he would ask me, because he trusted me, and because my older sister was terrified of birds. She still does. She's not an animal person. And so he would ask me to take care of his pigeons for him, and I would go down there and I would open the coop very carefully. His coop, by the way, was a converted red shed. It was like a kilo shed. They had it up on blocks to keep the rodents out, the creatures that would kill the pigeons out. And I would climb up in there, and I would very carefully open the door, but pigeons didn't want to fly away because they're safe in their coop, so they like want to stay in there. I would feed them, and I would take care of them. I loved taking care of the pigeons. I liked watching PJ, I don't want pigeons, but it was a happy childhood memory. But I want chickens. I wouldn't even mind having a couple of ducks. I don't want nothing fancy. I don't want, actually, I kind of want a couple turkeys. I don't want to eat them. I just want them as pets. And I know that's crazy to a lot of you. I know that. But I want fresh chicken eggs. I want my own flock. And every time I come in my room, I feel like I'm starting one because there's chickens and they're about to like, they're about to expand and grow. Because I'm absolutely going to, I'm going to get the patterns for the knit and the crochet versions of this emotional support chicken. The first time I saw that was on Chevy Rel's channel. And if you don't know who Chevy Rel is, you should go check her out. She's pretty hilarious. And she's always trying to get me to grab my drink, but I don't drink. Although I had a margarita last night. It was pretty good. I don't have any tequila, but I had poblano liquor. And I mixed it with a little bit of lemon juice and strawberry sugar-free syrup. And I had myself a little tiny margarita, which is the first time I drank probably in 2 years. And it didn't even do anything, but it tasted good. And I really like the flavor of poblanos, which is probably what I'm going to make for dinner tonight. I make this recipe that is so good. We're going to circle right back to chickens, okay? I make a buffalo-style chicken, and I stuff it in my poblanos, and I cook it in the oven. And it's chili relleno, but it's not like traditional at all. It's like white girl chili relleno. It's so good. And here's what I do. I parboil the chicken in tomato bouillon, because we have to be fancy with the bouillon. It gives the chicken a real good flavor. Like it flavors it for you. Then before it's like shreddable, because I don't like it shredded, and little man don't like shredded chicken either. It's a texture thing. I pull it out and I cube the chicken up, and I mix it with, and this is where the white girl recipe comes back. This is where it's really white girl and not so much Mexican. Okay, but my whole family likes it. I mix it with ranch and hot sauce. Okay, I personally like the Berman's hot sauce from Aldi. It's pretty good. It's a really good Frank's Red Hot knockoff. With Mexican food, though, my favorite hot sauce is Tapatio. Or, oh, what is the name of the other one with the little wood top? If you know, you know. Cholula. Although, I am not protest to any types of hot sauce. I actually really like hot sauce of all kinds. But, so I mix that in, and I cube up some pepper jack cheese, and I mix it all together. And then you stuff it in that poblano, and you cook it until the poblano is nice and soft and fork tender. And it's delicious. It is a delicious meal. It serves really well paired with Mexican rice. Because you literally can take the chili and set it on top of a bed of Mexican rice. It's actually really good. So there's your recipe for the day involving chicken. So we can circle back to chicken, but we're still talking about food because I'm a fat girl too. So yeah. Ah, dang, my battery is always dying. So yeah, there we have it. Another dead battery. To be fair, I started this video before and I knew my battery was dead, and I haven't charged any of my batteries. And especially, I just filmed a tutorial, so most of my batteries are dead or on the way to dying, because filming a tutorial is sometimes a several day process. If you didn't see that, it's the Barbara Ann shawl. I posted that yesterday. I really hope that you will join me in making one of those, but if you don't, like I said, I am doing a test pattern for, I'm just gonna say it, I'm testing for MJ's Off the Hook, because that's my girl. I'm really excited. I'm not sharing any other details except I'm testing for MJ's Off the Hook as she contacted me, and this also circles back to the fat girl thing. I have mentioned in the past, and if you don't know who MJ's Off the Hook is, her name is Michelle Moore. She is a Canadian. She is beautiful. She's a skinny little itty bitty thing, and she makes size inclusive patterns for all of us queens. She don't exclude anybody. So check out MJ's Off the Hook and be on the lookout, because next month, I believe next month, we're releasing, well, I'm not releasing nothing, but I'm gonna help her release her pattern, because her patterns are fabulous. I need to find the shirt that I made for her. I purchased her Summer Tops booklet. I think it's Lacy. I made the kimono. Lacy something or another. She has a whole... First of all, she has an Etsy. She might be on Ravelry. I don't know. I purchased from Etsy, because that's just what I'm most familiar with, and that's where I keep track of a lot of my business things anyway. So that's where I purchased her patterns from. I saw she had a pattern for a lacy kimono, and I know that she does up to 5X. I have done a few of her patterns. I've also introduced her to some other podcasters who also really like doing her patterns, and I love that she's size inclusive. And when I mentioned her, when I made the kimono, I mentioned her on the channel, and I was like, hey, like, you need to really scope out this designer. And I made some personal notes on what I changed or what I liked or what I didn't like about her pattern. And I was not at all critical. I was just, as a fat person, this is what I did differently to make it fit my body a little better. And she really liked that I had notes on that, because she is so small framed. I don't understand what it's like being in a skinny body. I don't understand how to design for a skinny body. I have skinny bodies back here I can model off of, but I very much, I understand the body that I'm in, and I understand what it's like being in a fat body. And to be able to give that feedback to a smaller framed person, like, she really was accepting, and she liked the feedback, and she's all, can I just keep you like in the loop with some of my patterns in case I need help, like for bigger pattern sizes? I was like, yes, I will always help you. And so I'm really excited. I'm just waiting on the yarn to come, but I'm really excited to get started on that test pattern, and that is going to be my sole focus until that's finished, because I really want to do her justice with her pattern, because it's beautiful, and I cannot wait to show you guys and model it and take some fancy pictures. It's so stinking cute. It's a wearable. So that's what's going on. Like, I'm really excited to do that. I honestly couldn't wait to share it with you. But I'm really excited to test that for her. And I'm really honored that she reached out to me, because there is a stigma with fat people. There's a stigma with fat people. There really is. There's also a stigma for skinny people, and we don't think about it as fat people, but they actually do. There's a stigma for skinny people. Don't you let anybody fool you with that. I remember my aunt when we were little. She was real super thin, and people would always tell her, oh my God, you're so skinny. And the people saying it to her thought it was a compliment, and she hated her body. She hated that she was so skinny. She didn't have boobs. She didn't have hips. She didn't have a figure. She was just, like, you know, real skinny. There's absolutely a stigma. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, I think there's just way too many stigmas against women, like being critical and, like, judging them because of one thing or another. Judging somebody because the color of their hair is almost fluorescent purple, for example. Oh my God, she's too fat. Or, like, you know, we need to stop that. We need to stop being critical. We need to support each other, raise each other up, because we are all queens here. We are all queens. And I'm going to say this, we're all queens and kings. Because I have 2 kings out in that other room that I would lay down my life for. And they deserve to be treated like kings, because that's what they are now. I just wanted to come on and do a silly Friday video. A lot of people have mentioned the California trip. We are not going on the California trip. We have decided against it for a whole lot of reasons. I'm not going to go into that though, but we've talked with family, we've talked with each other, we've cried with each other, and we've decided that, like, just right now, it's probably not a good idea to make that trip. And some of you will know why. Some of you will absolutely know why. Some of you will just be like, okay, well, I'm sorry. But we're going to honor Grandma in our own way here with each other. I honor her in my everyday life. And so does Mr. Cinnamon, because he owes his life to her in so many ways. So we're still absolutely mourning the loss of her, and we are still coping. But I have him, and he has me, and we have 3 wonderful kids that are under our roof right now that are just our everything. And we have 3 psychotic dogs. If you are a Facebook, or not a Facebook member, Facebook note, I have paused memberships on the Facebook group. If you have tried to get in this week, I have declined everyone. Maybe try back in a couple weeks. I'm just not interested in feeding any drama, you know. So if that's what you're here for, sorry, we don't play that game. But yeah, I just paused memberships over at the Facebook group for the time being. I don't know when I'm gonna start accepting members again, but we have quite a few members over on the Facebook group. Let me see how many members. We have almost 10,000 members on the Facebook group, which is insane to me. And had I approved everybody that tried to go this week, we'd be well over 10,000 people in the group. Because we declined a lot of people because someone sent them over there, and I was like, yeah, we're just gonna simmer down a little bit. We're just in there talking about crochet for the most part. So yeah, what else was I gonna say? Before I got distracted by the Facebook group, I was gonna say something else. Oh, if you are a YouTube member, I posted a special little clip of my very bad little dog. It was a members only video because it was honestly, it was one of my security camera videos. And Bentley was a bad boy. Bentley was a bad boy. So what happened is yesterday I went to Lowe's because I needed to replace some hardware on my doors. And yeah, that was fun. I found clearance gold knobs for my door though, so they're really pretty and they were shiny, and they were way cheaper than the regular priced ones. So we replaced some of the hardware on our doors. And while we were there, there is a beautiful, what are those flowers that they make tea out of? The tropical flowers. It starts with H. My brain, I tell you, I mean, tropical flower that you make tea out of. Hibiscus. The hula hibiscus. They had a beautiful hibiscus, and my mom always wanted a hibiscus, but living in Michigan, she said they were illegal in Michigan, and I'm like, I don't know if that's true or why you couldn't buy hibiscus in Michigan. This was years and years ago. It was like 30 years ago. I don't know. This is just what I remember. I could be totally wrong, okay? No need to correct my dead mother. It's so good. But she always wanted a hibiscus. That's not why I bought it though. I bought it because it was beautiful tropical colors and it reminded me of Grandma. Because Grandma lived in California. Grandma had beautiful, like, just, she had this bush. And if you saw the picture of her and Grandpa that I posted, there's a purple bush behind her. It's got beautiful purple flowers on it. It kind of reminded me of that. But she had succulents, and like she had a a cactus garden underneath her windows. It was a safety measure, but it was also beautiful. And she also really loved like the desert. She grew up in the desert. And so like, there's a lot of little things that remind me of grandma, right? And so I saw the hibiscus, and it was supposed to be on sale for $20, but they ended up charging me $25. And I was like, well, maybe that wasn't the one that was on sale. It was another plant that was on the shelf. So I could have been wrong. And then Mr. Simmons checked the sign and didn't say that I was correct, and didn't go back to get the $5 refunded. So I'm guessing that the sign I thought was $20 was incorrect, or I was wrong. So I picked it up and I was like, oh, it's beautiful, but God, $25 is a lot for a plant right now, right? And so I put it in the shopping cart. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to buy it for myself. I'm just going to buy it for myself. And I also saw in the pot that was also supposed to be on sale, they had lantana. Lantana is a flower that I first saw in California. The first time I saw it was at the Aquarium of the Pacific, which is in Long Beach. And I fell in love with these cute little tiny flowers. They're so pretty. They're colorful. They're like little fireworks, right? And whenever they're on clearance, I buy them. And so they had some on clearance, so I bought them. They go on clearance, and I'm going to tell you why. Because lantana will go through like flowering phases. You want to come in with the mama? Am I working? That's a bad boy. You want to come tell everybody how bad you are? He's got dirt on his face, which means we need to go check the garden, which is the story I'm getting to. So I bought the flowers, and I bought dirt so I can plant my my hydrangea the girls bought me for Mother's Day. And I put it in the it's not a wheelbarrow. It's a garden cart. It holds 600 pounds. It's a heavy duty cart. It hooks up to the lawnmower sometimes. We put the plants in the dirt, and we had a little man wheel it around back because he was showing his muscles. And so he wheeled it around back for me, and I told him to put it next to the deck where my flowers are, and he didn't. He just wheeled it as far as the backyard and closed the backyard and came in the house. Well, he left the cart directly in view of one of my 5 cameras. And so I went out in the backyard, and I'm sitting on the porch. I'm like, I'm waiting for it to cool off a little bit so that I can plant. Juju is in the middle of a sentence because we're just back there conversing. She's in the middle of a sentence. And I look over at the garden cart, and I hop up and run across the yard. And she's like, what? What? And then I started yelling. I was like, you idiot! I didn't know where he was, but I knew he was responsible. You ate my expensive plant! He didn't eat the clearance plants. Oh, lantana. They blossom, and then the flowers die away, and then they blossom again. Well, in the in-between cycle, when there's no flowers, Lowe's clearances them out. So I used to be able to get them for $1, but now Lowe's is like, their clearance is like 50% off. They stopped doing the $3 plants. So I found some. They were 50% off. I bought them. I was like, you couldn't have bought the cheap, you couldn't have, and I posted the video. He couldn't have stole the cheap lantana that was clearest out. He went for the big pot, the heavy pot. He pulled it out of the cart and destroyed the pot. And the roots were like all splayed out. And all the flowers were shriveling up because it was like 100 degrees yesterday, I swear. I don't have a spare pot to put it in at this point. I don't have the garden prepared to put dirt and to plant it. So I run in the house to find something to save this expensive pot. And the only thing I could find is a Home Depot bucket that had acid dye supplies in it. And also at one time has had chemicals. And I'm like, I don't want a chance killing my plant by putting that in there. And I found the outer exterior of an ice cream maker that is Juju's. And I come outside and it's a plastic red bucket. And I was like, Juju, I'm borrowing your ice cream bucket. I'm sorry. She's like, it's all right, Mom. It's all right. And I hurried up and I transplanted it. I watered it real good. And it's not dead. But oh man, I was mad. I was so mad. And I wasn't mad at him. I wasn't mad at little man. It was my fault. I should have brought it in, put it up so he couldn't get to it. That's my fault. But I was mad. Oh, I was mad. And then I watched the video, and we were sitting at the dining table, we were eating dinner, and I'm like, I wonder if it's on video what he did. Now, one of my cinnamon buns was like, you need a camera with a microphone. See, the microphone is on my cameras. My cameras do have microphones. I can talk through my phone to outside of the camera. The problem is I didn't see it live happening. This was like 2 hours later when I finally discovered that he had tried to eat my plant. And I didn't even bother to look up if hibiscus was poisonous to dogs, but he didn't eat any of the plant. He just literally shredded it and tossed it around the yard. And I'm watching the video. Well, me and my family were all watching the video while sitting at the dinner table laughing and telling Bentley he was a bad boy. What did he do? And he's funny because when he gets scolded, he smiles. Like, he gets like an Oreo does the same thing. It's kind of creepy. He will be just sitting there like a normal dog. And then we yell at him, he like... And you have to laugh at him when he does that. He doesn't like being scolded. Like, if he's told he's a bad dog or he's a bad boy, he will like real slow crawl up into your face and like make you kiss him. Because he doesn't want... He's not a bad boy. He's not a bad dog. He's a puppy. He's only a year and a half. He is the love of my life. He is a really good dog. But like, I told him, I was like, you're a bad boy. But I say it like that. You're a bad boy. What did you do? And then he does the creepy smile and wants his mama to kiss him. So, and as you could probably hear, is he keeps scratching at the door because he wants to go to work with mama. It's his favorite thing to do. Alright guys, I just wanted to come make a silly video. Like, the way this week has gone, I just wanted to come on and have fun, and I totally clickbaited you with that title. In the first 2 minutes of the video, I'm pretty sure you guys were like, oh, what? You thought. Look at you, being all crazy and silly. You don't know me better than that by now. So anyway, I'm gonna give a shout out to Sandy at Crochet 8 Canada, because she's my girl. She knows why. She's always had my back no matter what, and I love her for it. And I'm gonna end it at that. I will see you guys Monday. I'm sure I won't make a video for the members video at some point, but I'm recording this Thursday, so maybe tomorrow or maybe later in the day I'll make a members video. I don't know what's going on over the next couple weeks. I don't know. I don't know what my shooting schedule is going to be or isn't going to be. I don't know if I'm going to miss videos. Those of you that have been watching backlog videos because you're trying to help support me and my family through this issues that we're having, I appreciate you so much. I see you, and I have seen a raise in my views, so I see what you're doing. I totally appreciate that. But we're just gonna try to we're gonna do what we gotta do. We're just gonna, you know, take it a day at a time. And I always say to you guys, like, when things get hard, just take it a day at a time. If a day at a time is too much, take it an hour at a time. If that's too much, take it a minute at a time. And if a minute is just too much, take it one breath at a time. Just breathe. 1 second at a time, one breath at a time. Because we all go through stuff. You know, we all have hard times. We all are struggling with our own demons, our own problems. But what makes the world a better place is just being kind to one another, loving one another, and talking about chicken shit. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.